While some people plan their entire week around games, scores, and rivalries, there's a large group of people who just don't feel that pull. They don't follow teams, they don't memorize stats, and they don't feel emotionally affected by wins or losses. And no, this isn't laziness, boredom, or a lack of passion. There are clear psychological reasons why some people don't obsess over sports. And what's fascinating is that these differences show up in brain scans, personality traits, and even how people process emotion and meaning. Stay with me, because understanding this may completely change how you see yourself and the sports-obsessed people in your life. Let's break it down. 1. Weaker tribal wiring. Humans are wired to form groups. For most of history, belonging meant survival. Your tribe protected you, fed you, kept you safe. Sports tap directly into that ancient instinct. Teams create us versus them. Colors, chants, rivalries, jerseys become uniforms, stadiums become territories, opponents become enemies. For many people, this activates a deep sense of belonging. When their team wins, they feel pride, as if they personally achieved something. When their team loses, they feel real disappointment, sometimes even grief. Their brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical that connects you to family. It's powerful, it's primal, and it's real. But here's what's interesting. People who don't care much about sports tend to rely less on tribal identity. Their sense of self isn't strongly tied to groups, symbols, or sides. They don't automatically feel loyalty just because others do. They don't feel the emotional rush of we won or we lost. Notice that pronoun. Sports fans say we. People who don't care about sports don't. They see it as what it is, strangers playing a game. Psychologically, they're more individual anchored than group anchored. Their identity is more stable and doesn't depend on external group validation. This doesn't make them antisocial. It just means they find meaning through personal values, direct relationships, and self-directed goals. 2. Their dopamine system isn't triggered by spectator competition. Now let's talk about what's happening in the brain. Sports fandom works because it thrives on anticipation. Every play could matter. Every moment carries uncertainty. Will they score? Will they fail? Will this change everything? That uncertainty triggers dopamine, the brain's reward and motivation chemical. For sports fans, watching a game creates repeated dopamine spikes. It's like opening mystery boxes, one after another. Anticipation, payoff, disappointment, hope, a neurochemical roller coaster. Brain imaging studies show that watching your team activates the same reward centers involved in gambling. It's intermittent reinforcement, the most addictive reward pattern in psychology. You don't know when the reward is coming, so your brain stays locked in. But people who don't care about sports don't get that same response. Their brains don't reward watching others compete. They reward direct involvement, learning, creating, building, improving. Their dopamine system fires for agency, not vicarious achievement. So from the outside, sports feel repetitive or loud or meaningless, not because they don't understand the rules, but because their reward system never engages. For them, meaning comes from participation, not observation. 3. They avoid emotional investment without control. Sports require emotional attachment to outcomes you can't influence. You can care deeply, show up, know everything, and still have zero control. Some people enjoy that emotional gamble, others instinctively resist it. People who don't care about sports are often careful about where they place emotional energy. They don't enjoy stress, excitement, or disappointment tied to things they can't affect. Psychologists call this an internal locus of control. They believe outcomes should connect to their own actions. Investing hours of emotional energy into something they can't influence feels inefficient. They prefer investing energy where effort leads to learning, adjustment, and growth. That's why they may seem detached, but they're not unfeeling. They're selective. They don't hand over their emotional state to chance. 4. They prefer reciprocal investment. Sports fandom is a parasocial relationship. Fans invest emotionally. Teams never know they exist. For many people, that's fine. For others, it isn't. People who don't care about sports often prefer reciprocal investment, where effort matters, where relationships go both ways, where they're participants, not spectators. They're not less social, they're more selective. They choose depth over scale. Not caring about sports doesn't mean you're disconnected, dull, or missing out. It means your identity is built on personal values. Your reward system favors agency. Your emotions are invested selectively. Your sense of meaning comes from elsewhere. So when others are yelling at a screen and you feel nothing, remember this: Your brain simply looks for meaning in different places. That's not a flaw, it's a pattern. One that often brings emotional stability, focus, and personal growth. You're not broken, you're not boring, you're not missing out, you're just playing a different game. And that game might have higher stakes. If this resonated, subscribe.